Good morning, Instagram. How are we all doing today, man? Just wanted to hop on with you guys, do a little pre-gym proverbs, excuse me. I'm going to send this out to a couple people. I just pulled up to the gym. Man, they're saying California is expecting a storm of epic biblical proportions. It doesn't look like that right now behind me as you see the sun rising, but it is pretty daggone cold. It's about 39 degrees. So I got the heater on. Got the big fleece this morning. Hey, if you're just tuning in, let me know where you're watching this from. We're going to be talking about a little bit of Proverbs today. And yeah, man, I'm waiting for John Keith, Foggy Raw, and T-Ross the Giant to pull up to the gym. I try to get here a little early to get it in with you guys, chop it up with you guys. Like I said, let me know where you're watching from. When you hear that, that's my pre-workout. Proverbs, pre-workout, pre-gym, pre-workout, whatever you want to call it. I do this every single morning where I hop on Instagram Live right before I go to the gym. It's kind of one of my commitments to, I guess, create before I consume content, and also just chop it up with you guys, man, and give you guys some insight on what my devotional looks like. Every morning I read a devotional called New Mornings by David Platt, which is really good, kind of a gospel-centered devotional. And then I read a chapter of Proverbs every single morning. So today is, I think, February 19th. So I read Proverbs chapter 19. It's a great way, a simple way, if you guys struggle with reading or following a devotional, nice and easy way to kind of get an on-ramp and digest content that's pretty practical. So anyway, hey, if you're tuning in right now, I want to know where you're watching this from. Good morning to you. I am in North County, San Diego. Just pulled up to the gym, and I'm waiting for my friends John Keith, Foggy Raw, T-Ross the Giant to pull up so we could work out. Yesterday we had a really good workout. We did Jeff Cavalier's best body workout, which was crazy. I vlogged it. I'm trying to get the vlog out today on my YouTube channel. So if you're not familiar with my YouTube channel, just Ruslan KD on YouTube. You should subscribe, turn on notifications. So check this out. Proverbs chapter 19, really good chapter. I love this chapter. Good morning, Stephen. Good to hear from you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Where are you watching this from? You're up in is it Lancaster or north of that? Anyway, when I started making music, this verse absolutely fit me, and it still kind of does fit me, though I've kind of evolved. But I think we live in a culture, in a society that's very encouraging in some ways. Long Beach, good morning. Yo, good morning. If you're just tuning in, let me know where you're watching this from. Miami, Cray 777. Good morning. Let me know where you're watching this from if you're just tuning in. So check it out. When I was starting to do music, this verse definitely fit me, and I'm gonna post the verse here in a second. I'll pin it. But backstory: we grow up in a very encouraging culture at times. When you're a kid, you're kind of taught that you could do anything, you could be anything, right? And that is true, but not true. You can't do anything, and you could do a lot of things, but you can't do anything. Motor City, good morning to you. I grew up wanting to be a professional basketball player. I really believed I could do that. Kansas, what up? Philly, what up? And the truth is that wasn't in my realm of possibilities in terms of how I was wired, meaning that, I'm 5'10", I'm white, and I don't have the greatest vertical when it comes, like I want to learn how to dunk, but I know that window's closing for me, but I love basketball and I'm going to learn how to dunk. But I remember growing up and being taught, you could do whatever you want, which is true. However, there's still a level of possibilities, like this, not possibilities, limitations we all have to overcome, right? Texas in the building, good morning to you. Meaning that I cannot be an astronaut right now. Like I'm 34. It's just not in the cards for me to be an astronaut. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go to the professional league. But when you grow up hearing that, you have a level of hope and you have a level of inspiration, which is good, unless it's misguided and you don't have self-awareness and you don't have just a healthy gauge of reality. And so, which leads us to this verse. And my long story short, cut short, I guess, if you will, is I thought I was going to be a basketball player until I got cut from my junior varsity basketball team my sophomore year. Got cut, and my hoop dreams died. I wrote a song about it on Americana, talking about it. Just because it failed doesn't mean it didn't work, is what the song's, or because it failed is what it's called. And it's a true story where I really believed I was going to be a basketball player, and that failed. But that doesn't mean that it didn't teach me a bunch of other things, and it was the thing that led to the thing for me to start music and becoming an entrepreneur. But check this verse out. I'm gonna show you guys this verse, you know. And so I think a lot of you guys relate to it, where many of us have dreams, have hopes that kind of evolve, right? They evolve. They start off as one thing, and they evolve. And for me, I know it's a silly thing to talk about wanting to be a basketball player and really believing that, but that's what I really thought I was going to be. So look, Proverbs 19:2, enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes. Enthusiasm without knowledge. And then it says, the verse right after that says, people ruin their own lives and then blame God, right? So enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes, meaning that enthusiasm, I was enthusiastic about playing basketball. I was enthusiastic about being a professional athlete. However, I did not have the knowledge of what it actually takes to be a professional athlete, both genetically, from a hard work standpoint. I think I had the hard work stuff done, which is why I still train. And, you know, I was playing basketball 3 times a week up until like a couple months ago when I tweaked my knee. I got to get surgery on my knee. So I had the knowledge of the hard work part. I did not have the knowledge, the self-awareness of what it takes to actually like genetically operate at a specific level. And I did not have the knowledge of what it takes psychologically in terms of team building and teamwork. Bro, I love you do this. We got to connect, G, for sure, man. So look, Proverbs 19, that's the big idea, right? Enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes. So you can have enthusiasm, you could have hope, you could have excitement about something, you could have inspiration about something. However, here's the big however. If you don't have knowledge, it's not good. Excuse me, I'm chewing my ice. I have ice with my pre-workout, regardless of how cold it is. So, are you someone that's enthusiastic and hopeful for something, but you do not have the knowledge and the self-awareness, the knowledge of whatever thing you're trying to do, or the self-awareness to know if you're good at it or not, or if you have the genetic predisposition to be great at something? I'll tie it in very practically. What Up RG recently put up a tweet that said, the industry is not against CHH, or no, he said the industry is not against you because you're Christian, you just don't make good music, right? And it called a crazy, it called a crazy whirlwind of tweets and people bugging out and saying, oh, what up RG, that's so not nice. And then he ended up tweeting about it and apologizing and saying that it wasn't in love, and I just want to see Christians make good music and this whole thing, right? But his tweet was like, yo, the music industry isn't against you because you're Christian, you just don't make good music. And I was like, oh man, like that's kind of an encapsulation of Christian hip-hop, if you will, meaning that so many of the rappers that I come across think that the world is out to get them, think that people aren't co-signing them, think that there's some kind of conspiracy to keep certain people out. However, it's just that their music isn't good. They're enthusiastic about it. However, they don't have the knowledge, whether it's about what it takes to create the music, whether what it takes to market the music, whether what it takes to build relationships, their self-awareness on if they're good or not. And then they make hasteful, haste-filled decisions that lead to mistakes, and they get frustrated and they get upset. But then the flip side is, here's the flip side of that, right? Then you have someone like Paul Russell. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Paul Russell. He's one of my artists. We did an album together called Via Text. Paul Russell was out here in the summertime. He's a Cornell student who's about to put out his first solo album with us. He's a Cornell senior. Paul Russell he's been making music like for a while, but he really started taking music serious summertime, right? Me, him, John Keith, his girlfriend Megan, we'd have these conversations, we'd encourage him, be like, bro, you should be talented. And finally, I was like, all right, like, I'm going to give this music thing a shot. Probably in the summertime, he was out here from Cornell University doing an internship with Vans. So within his first 6 months of taking music seriously, he puts out an album with me that charts on iTunes. He's getting, you know, tens of thousands of monthly listeners on Spotify, and he lands on a song with Lecrae, who he grew up listening to and was one of his, you know, favorite Christian artists growing up. In his first 6 months, those are the things he's able to accomplish. You know, for anybody to end up on a record with Lecrae, and who does Christian music, is pretty amazing. But to do it in your first like 6 months to a year of taking music seriously, that shows that there's a different kind of favor there. There's a different kind of I don't want to use the word anointing, but like there's a different timing there. There's a different respect there. There's a different. It's not just enthusiasm without knowledge. Right? Like, it's not just enthusiasm without knowledge. There's enthusiasm there, but there's an awareness that he has from listening to other people that care about him, that are like, bro, no, you don't understand. Like, your voice, your ability to tell stories, your ability to write gives you an edge that other people don't have. You should consider doing this music thing. Instead of somebody that's just passionate about music, but they don't have the knowledge of what it takes to make it, of the marketing side, or if they even have the genetic predisposition, the voice, the tone, the swag, the perspective, the life story, the visual aesthetic. They lack all the self-awareness to make it, and then they're just passionate about something, and then it oversaturates the market, oversaturates everything, and you have way more mediocre artists than good artists. It takes work, wisdom, knowledge, like you're saying. I did a song with Ruslan once that was cool. We did do a song together way back. Preparation, bro. It's all about preparation. That's right. It's all about preparation. It's all about also understanding, like, is this a hobby for you, or is this a career path? And sometimes people need to walk through that process. Paul thought music was a hobby, and it's kind of turning into a potential career path for him, just based on the evidence of what we saw early on in the doors that opened really fast for him. It's looking more and more like a career path, even though, you know, he's a Cornell graduate. He's about to graduate from Cornell. He's really smart. He has all kinds of opportunities for him. And there's a calculated time to count the cost, right? So enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes. So my question to you guys is, like, what are you enthusiastic about? What are you enthusiastic about? What are you passionate about? What are you dreaming about that you actually need to slow down and build the knowledge and the self-awareness in? Need rap game standardized testing. That's funny. Although I never would have passed initially. That's hilarious. Thanks, Levi. Rise, I had to figure it out. It was a hobby, but it was fun. Yeah. And a lot of us figure out it's a hobby, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's not bad. But outside of music, I know a lot of us do music, but what are some other areas? So you want to start a business, you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to start a like, what are those other areas that you're enthusiastic about and you want to go after, you want to pursue? However, you need to slow down and learn the knowledge. You need to maybe you are very talented, and I mean a lot of talented musicians. We do a Fan Love Friday stream every Friday. There's some amazing, talented musicians. Jody Germain just won 2 weeks in a row. Got guys like Tendre. You got Gavin the Hot Rod. A lot of talented musicians that have the spark, but they're learning the marketing side. They're learning the career building side of it, right? They're enthusiastic about the music side, but they need to slow down and learn the other side of things. And it's dope. It's really cool to see them evolve and see them grow. So my question to you guys is, as you're going through your day, is there things in your life that you're enthusiastic about that you're not taking the knowledge to learn? For me, for the longest, it was fitness and health. I was enthusiastic about being fit. I was enthusiastic about training and all these other things, but I did not have the knowledge. I did not understand what a macronutrient was. I did not understand how important sleep was. I did not understand what a compound movement was in exercising. So I was passionate, I was enthusiastic, but I didn't have the knowledge, which really just drove me, you know, in circles. I got a bunch of dreams. I need to gain knowledge about music, business, politics. And that's in understanding and growing in the knowledge is going to create the infrastructure, if you will, is going to create the systems for your dream to flourish, for your dream and your enthusiasm, your vision to flourish. Because if you don't, here's the flip side of that verse. Here's the flip side of that verse. So enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes. When you're hasteful, when you're not intelligent, when you're not smart, when you're not counting the cost, when you're not self-aware, you're going to make mistakes, and some mistakes are bigger than others. If you're a rapper, you put out a whack song, no one's following you, it's not the end of the world, right? When you're making hasteful decisions. But if I put out a whack song right now, if I put out a whack project, that's going to cost me something. That's going to cost me a dent to my brand. That's going to cost me a dent to the King Stream brand. That may make you guys not want to check for Paul Russell if I put out something trash because he signed to me, right? I can't make hasteful decisions. It's going to cost me more. So I'm always trying to grow in knowledge. I'm always trying to get more information. I'm always trying to be more self-aware to know how you guys perceive me so I could be of better value to you and to the people that are rocking with me and ultimately help more people. Facts, I have so much passion for making music, but I really don't have that knowledge. I'll be working on it though. Yeah, there you go. And the knowledge, again, the knowledge of self-awareness, the knowledge of getting other people to tell you the truth about your music. Do you have that spark? Do you have something that's enough intangibles, right? Enough small details going for you that you have that spark? Or do you just have one dominant feature like that's really cool? So like someone, again, not to keep going back to Paul Russell, but someone like Paul Russell has so many intangibles that people don't know what they are, but I could point them out. He has a really cool voice. He has a really unique perspective. He has all these different things going for him. Those things compound, and then that is the quote unquote it factor, right? Or John Keith, he has a look, he has a voice, he has a perspective, he has melodic features that are really powerful. Those are all intangibles, but they click. You need people around you that could help you be aware of that, So enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes. Proverbs 19:2. Consider what you need to grow in terms of your passion, but that the knowledge to support that passion, the information, the wisdom to support that passion. I got a jet, guys. Foggy and John Keith are out here. We got to get this workout in. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good, amazing, God-filled, spirit-filled day. Sorry if you're just tuning in. We got to wrap it up. But yeah, man, new video dropping on YouTube today, and I'll see all you guys later.